Welcome students. Today we would be learning how to integrate integral negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 e raised to the power negative modulus of x times dx. Now you have to know that mod of x always returns a positive value. Now, having said that, I'm going to be considering f of x to be equal to e raised to the power negative modulus of x. Now, let us substitute x to be equal to negative x. So, therefore, we would now have f of negative x to be equal to e raised to the power negative mod of negative x. Now, since I have already mentioned that mod of x returns the positive value, I can rewrite this as e raised to the power negative mod of x. Now, this is nothing but f of x. Now, since f of negative x is equal to f of x, this implies that f of x is an even function. Now, when the function is even, then it gives you the liberty of writing integral negative a to a of that function as integral 0 to a f of x times dx, with the 2 being as a product multiple. So because of this formula that we know, the question can now be rewritten as 2 times integral 0 to pi over 2 e raised to the power negative of modulus of x times dx. I can still further rewrite this as 2 times integral 0 to pi over 2 e raised to the power negative x times dx, which upon integration would give me e raised to the power negative x with the negative sign, limits being 0 to pi over 2. Now, if I were to substitute the limit as pi over 2, so I would get e minus e raised to the power negative 0 with 2. So this has to be product multiplied with 2. So this is nothing but 2 times. Now e raised to the power negative pi over 2 can be rewritten as 1 divided by e raised to the power pi over 2. Now e raised to the power 0 is going to be 1. Of course, it doesn't matter whether it's positive 0 or negative 0. Now this can be again further rewritten as 2 times. Of course, we have a negative sign, and that has to be retained. So this is going to be 1 negative, taking the LCM as e raised to the power positive pi over 2. We would now have something like this. Okay, so this can be further written as negative 2 times 1 positive 2 times e raised to the power positive pi over 2 divided by e raised to the power pi over 2. So this can be again rewritten as 2 times, I'm going to write the positive value first, so 2 times e raised to the power pi over 2 negative 2 divided by e raised to the power pi over 2. So this would be my final answer. Now, just in case if the limits are changed, let us see how to handle the question. Instead of negative pi over 2, suppose we are asked to evaluate integral negative log 2 to positive log 2 of e raised to the power negative of modulus of x times dx. We got something like this. Now, since we already know the function is even, I can rewrite this as 2 times integral 0 to log 2 e raised to the power negative of modulus of x times dx. This can be again further rewritten as 2 times integration of e raised to the power, in fact I want to rewrite this step, 2 times integral 0 to log 2 e raised to the power negative x times dx. Now integrating this would give me 2 times e raised to the power negative x. Of course, since the sign has a negative there, you have to place a negative sign, the limits being 0 to log 2. Now this can be further rewritten by substituting the limits negative 2 times e raised to the power negative log 2 negative e raised to the power negative 0. Now this is nothing but negative 2 times. Now I can use this concept of logarithmic formula. Now there is a formula which says that you have something like this, a times log b, then I can rewrite this as log b raised to the power a. So this is a formula. Now using this formula I can rewrite this as e raised to the power log of 2 power negative 1 negative e raised to the power 0. Of course, there's a negative sign, this is not going to be matrix. So this is rewritten as negative 2 times. Now this can be further rewritten by using the formula. Now there is a formula which says that if you have something like this, e raised to the power log 2 to the base e. Now it is important, the base should be e. The base should be e. So if the base is e, only then we can use this formula. When the base is e, this is nothing but 2. Have that in mind. Now taking the base to be as e, we would now have 2 power negative 1 followed by e raised to the power 0. So that's going to be 1. This can be further rewritten as negative 2 times 2 raised to the power negative 1 is going to be 1 over 2. Negative 1 is going to be negative 2 times. Half negative 1 would give me negative half, which is rewritten as positive 1. And this would be the solution for this question.